That Cash for Clunkers program. Our next guest has helped car dealers clear their lots out of cars, but you know what? Does the program really work as well as it could? Questions are swirling over just when the government will run out of what was just $1 billion allocated for the program. Joining us now in a Fox Business exclusive is Representative Pete Hoekstra, Republican of Michigan. Welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Hey, good to be with you. Thank you.
Grade the program so far if you could, and you can pick it out on certain levels too.
Oh, sure. I think from a consumer standpoint, it's working much better than what I personally anticipated it would. I've talked to some of my car dealers. They're saying that there's chaos in the showrooms. It's clearly bringing people into the showrooms. They're selling 2 to 3 times as many cars as they were before the program went into effect. So I think on that standpoint, it's probably a B. It could have been a broader, deeper program, but it is clearly driving traffic into showrooms. The backroom operations, maybe a C, C minus. They're telling me that the paperwork is horrendous for them to comply with the mandates and the rules and regulations that the federal government put in place with the program. And then the final part is probably an F, which is when does the money run out? They're filing the paperwork, and somewhere along the line we're going to run out of money in this program. Some people who have thought that they bought a car being able to get the incentive are going to find out that they got there too late and they're not going to get the money. We should go back, change the program, and put a definite end date on the program, something like August 7, August 15, something like that, that says if you file your paperwork by that date, regardless of how much money the government has spent, you will be able to be a part of this program.
It sounds like you feel more encouraged about the program, but that it does, as you say, need some tweaking. Could you do something like that? Can you go back and add some money to it, put an end date on it, and put in some ramifications here that would fix the situation?
Well, I think the problem here is, Congress is going to leave for recess in the next couple of days. They're going to run out of money in the program probably sometime in the next couple of weeks. So no, we're not going to be able to adjust the program. Anything that we're going to do is going to have to wait until we get back in September. That is a problem. It's a big problem.
We've been sending Jeff Flock, who's our Midwestern reporter, to dealers since this program began a couple of days ago. The first day, he was actually at a junkyard that would be accepting the clunkers. The junkyard owner got a call from a dealer who said, I've got 60 cars waiting here already. Now we're hearing that from some of the dealers there's quite a backlog. So I'm wondering, does this then become a nightmare if dealers are held to a different standard and then suddenly they're left on the hook?
Well, I mean, the junkyards eventually will take the cars.
Yep.
It may take a little time, but, this is the kind of chaos that we're actually looking for at car dealers. I mean, this is the first time in months that I've talked to my car dealers, and there's actually some excitement in their voice because they're selling cars and their showrooms are packed with people. And I talked to 2 dealers today, and they're basically out of cars.
Oh, that's great.
A good problem to have.
Right.
And, that means that maybe, later on this fall, we're going to have to, again, start ramping up production. When you're from Michigan, to hear that dealers are out of cars and they're going to have to start placing orders with the manufacturers, with Ford, GM, Chrysler, and these folks for more cars, hey, we're excited that that's where we are, and we hope that is a phenomenon that we're seeing all across the country.
Could you then say, Representative, that, yes, some of the aspects of the program were misses, but that the hits mattered the most to dealers and got people buying cars again?
That's exactly right. Like I said, I was skeptical when this program was first announced. I am pleasantly surprised with what is happening in the showroom. I'm glad I was wrong. Okay, I'm glad that part of the program is working. The back room and some of these other things, these are technicalities that we can fix. The most important thing is we've got consumers buying, which means that workers are going to be building cars and building more cars later on this fall. That's good news.
So good to have you come on and say that. We're thrilled to get both sides of the story here, Representative. And God darn it, good for you for coming up and saying, all right, we were wrong, but there are other things we'd like to see done differently. These are the kinds of representatives that we hope we have voted into office, and we appreciate it. Thank you, Pete. Good to see you.
Hey, great. Thank you.
Representative Pete Hoekstra, Republican from Michigan, fighting hard for his great state, saying program Cash for Clunkers isn't all bad. Some of it's really working.